Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Ru'ah. Thanks for the time that given for me. In this opportunity, I want to deliver my paper with the title Higher Order Thinking Skills on Biology Learning in Indonesia. Education has a very important role in creating the youth who have qualified intellectual and higher order thinking skills so that they can compete in the Industrial Revolution era 4.0. In recent years, the government has implemented hot questions in the learning evaluation process, including in biology subjects. Biology is often identified with rote lessons. In practice, many schools apply the biology evaluation using theoretical questions. Of course, it will affect the student's mindset. Students who are accustomed to the use of things learning model will tend to be unable to think critically and creatively. Based on the description, the traditional teaching and learning principles need to be reconstructed into modern educational learning strategies. A lesson must be selected and adjusted to the goals and impact of the learning itself. In the current industrial era 4.0, mastery of technology, scientific skills, and thinking skills are essential things that everyone must have. Educating students with higher order thinking skills means that enabling them to think critically and creatively. The students who have higher order thinking skill will apply their knowledge and develop their skills in a new context. Various hot-based learning development research continue to be carried out in Indonesia until now. The teachers try to design various methods and appropriate learning media to improve higher order thinking skills in students. And this study aims to describe the development of research and implementation of HOTS on biology learning in Indonesia. The study is a library research using a qualitative descriptive analysis method. Library research is carried out using literature in the form of books, notes, and reports of various studies. The descriptive method was chosen because the research aimed to clearly describe the object study. Due to the wide scope of the material study, the research was focused on the development of hot research on biology learning in Indonesia during the last 5 years. Higher order thinking skill is a way of thinking that is not only memorizing facts, formulas, procedures, and applications of rules, but also make a connection between fact, categorize, manipulates, puts in a new way, and can apply it to find a new solution towards an existing problem. Higher order thinking skill includes independent, critical, and creative thinking skills. The ability to think creatively in students is influenced by three factors, namely intelligence, learning motivation, and a supportive learning climate. Critical thinking refers to the ability to absorb various ideas and opinions, analyze information obtained, and interpret it to provide a problem solution. And the ability to think independently can be improved through the development of students' metacognitive abilities. Developing higher order thinking skills in students is not easy. In biology material, increasing students' higher order thinking skills can be done by using appropriate learning models, including problem-based learning, socio-biological case learning, and blend project-based learning. The use of study journal has also been proven effective in improving students' thinking skills because students are taught to reflect and reason about what is on their minds. The main objective of the HOTS learning process is to improve student ability to analyze effectively, evaluate information, and create something new. Increasing ability at the C4 level can be done by using various methods, strategies, materials, and learning media that can stimulate students' analytical skills. The C5 level can be done by presenting several cases which are criticized by students. In this case, students are trained to argue based on the data that has been found, whereas the C6 level can be done through a project-based learning process that will encourage students to make the innovation. Assessment-based environmental problem is one way of evaluating learning in process HOTS field. When we compare to the evaluation techniques that are widely practiced in many schools, HOTS AEP has more value because it is more relevant and contextual to existing environmental problems. With the HOTS AEP application, students are trained to be able to analyze various problems that exist in the environment so that it can improve students' thinking skills. Besides, the introduction of various types of HOTS-based techniques must also be taught to students gradually and continuously because thinking skill can be achieved directly. The fact shows that many students feel unfamiliar with HOTS-based questions so that they have difficulties to understand them. The ability of teachers to understand, apply HOTS content and context must be considered because there are still many teachers who develop HOTS in the learning process, but they ignore the HOTS aspect. There is a misconception in the understanding and applying of HOTS-based question. Many teachers think that HOTS-based question must have a high level of difficulty. Even some teachers found that HOTS-based question must have a high level of difficulty, when in the fact, the essence of HOTS-based question and difficult question is different. On the other hand, it was also found that many teachers were not able to compile HOTS-based questions because they were used to composing HOTS-based questions. So, there is a need for activities to increase teacher competence regarded as a composing of HOTS-based question. And the conclusion is, higher order thinking skills are something that must be possessed by students. This can be achieved through a series of learning and training processes that are carried out gradually and continuously. Many HOTS-based learning development research have been carried out, but through the learning method approach, learning media, or the assessment system. However, another important thing that must be considered is the teacher's ability to understand and to apply HOTS material in the learning process. Okay, I think it's enough. I do apologize for the mistakes. Thanks for your full attention. Akhirul kalam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.